Hello everyone. Hi. We're about to start a session called Right to Camera Action, the pregnancy journey when you're living with HIV. My name's Nell Osborne. I work with Salamander Trust, and this is Alice Welbourn, who also works with Salamander Trust. So I'm going to talk today a little bit about the From Pregnancy to Baby and Beyond Peer Mentor Support project, and then we're going to show a series of participatory films that we made with the women who are part of the network about their experiences of motherhood as women living with HIV, and also the impact that the project had on their lives. But firstly I'll give you a little bit of context about the motivation behind this project, which is happening in the UK. It's happening mainly in London, so rather than the whole UK. Over 1,200 women living with HIV give birth every year in the UK. Approximately a third of these women discover their HIV status during routine antenatal checkups. So pregnancy can already be a very stressful time for many women, but for women living with HIV, and especially for those who are diagnosed very recently, there's a whole raft of extra considerations, fears, decisions, and challenges that they need to negotiate. Issues like, will HIV make my pregnancy worse? Will the medication affect my baby? Should I even have this baby? Are my other children positive? Do I have to test them? And also, importantly, how do I disclose to my partner, my friends, and my family? And then in this context, there's also other women already living with HIV who might lack knowledge and confidence to start a family. They might not have access to the right support or information. Sadly, there's still many people, and this includes some healthcare professionals who are not aware that with good treatment, support, and care, women living with HIV can have safe and healthy vaginal deliveries. So stigma and discrimination continue to exist within sections of the healthcare service, as they do in every country in the world. So Pregnancy to Baby and Beyond is a peer mentor support network which was founded by women living with HIV and is led by Angelina Nabiba, which some of you might know, and sadly she wasn't here to give this presentation today, but it was started in response to a lack of comprehensive and timely support for women living with HIV who either wanted to have children or who discover they are living with HIV during pregnancy. So it was developed to provide education, information, emotional and practical support for these women. So rather than talk about it anymore, I'm going to play a short documentary commissioned by Salamander Trust to show you a little bit more about the project and how it works in collaboration with the National Health Service to provide a kind of comprehensive package of support for these women.
Okay, while we're waiting for the IT to happen, my name's Alice Welbourn, as Nell said, and Nell and I work together. I'm a woman living with HIV. I was diagnosed when I was expecting a baby 22 years ago, and in those days, HIV was a death sentence, basically considered to be a death sentence. And so I was given a lot of care and support, but basically I was advised to have a medical termination, which I had. The wonderful news is nowadays, as Nell said, that women now, if they're given the right care and support, which is absolutely critical, they can then be supported to go on treatment. Women can then have a normal vaginal delivery, 99% HIV free. And this is such important news, and I'd just so love you to share it, please, with all of your friends and colleagues, because even yesterday, in a workshop yesterday afternoon, a couple of women from one country in Asia said, how do we support women to have sterilization? And I have to confess I was quite shocked, because I thought everybody knew now, at least people as professionals coming to this conference, that sterilization is no longer needed. And they were saying, how can we support women to be sterilized? So this message is just so incredibly important, that women can have a family who are HIV free. I also wanted to say that this it's not rocket science what we're going to show you on this film. What they're doing in London can be done anywhere around the world. What's really key about it is that it's created by women living with HIV from within the community. So it's not something which is top-down, imposed upon them from outside, like the Starbucks effect or the McDonald's effect, which then, maybe takes business away from what's happening, other businesses who are rooted in the community. This is there for good. This has got the sustainability of the ownership and the trust of women from within the community who created it. So these women who have gone through this peer support training are also building up so much confidence in other walks of their lives and becoming involved more as leaders in their communities in other ways. So this peer support training, enabling the women to put something back to support other women who have going through a similar process to what they've gone through. It's also giving them a huge self-confidence, a real boost, which we all feel so knocked back by when we are diagnosed. So there are multiple knock-on positive effects of this program, which we haven't even begun to document yet, but which are really exciting. So are we okay to show the film yet? Brilliant.
Sometimes difficult, I know this baby moves around a lot. Okay, good, you hear that? Yeah. Strong little heartbeat? Yeah. Excellent. We have a multidisciplinary team approach. We discuss all of our pregnant women with their permission, so they all know that we are discussing them on a professional basis. We talk about their medical needs, their emotional and their social needs. So we have psychologists, pharmacists, as well as the midwives and doctors. And Positively UK are actually an integral part of that, so they will often feed in, always with the patient's, the woman's permission, into our multi-professional discussion.
The From Pregnancy to Baby and Beyond project is really about, firstly, supporting women with HIV who want to have children. A lot of women don't understand that they can have children naturally and that HIV is not a barrier to having a family life.
So part of my role as project manager for the From Pregnancy to Baby and Beyond project is to bring together all different people. So we're talking about bringing together healthcare clinicians, specialist midwives, the women living with HIV, and the mentor mothers who are trained to provide the support to them.
And one of our biggest roles, I think, in informing women is actually they don't need to have a caesarean section now, providing that their viral load is undetectable and they're on antiretroviral therapy. Then we encourage women to have a normal delivery. We're all set for the delivery. Yeah. So as we said, we might do a caesarean section as last time, but we'll see. If you go into labour yourself, then we'll try and have a normal delivery this time.
Okay.
And our aim is to really normalise pregnancy as much as possible for women who are living with HIV.
About a third of the people living with HIV in the UK now are women, and in our clinic 65% of the people that access our service are women. And women have very particular needs. Of course there are reproductive decisions to be made and motherhood comes into it, but actually there's a lot of other things that impact on women's lives, their position in society, how their lives work, which requires very specific support.
I myself had a baby after my diagnosis, and I think it's extremely important to get the information, the peer support, the emotional and the practical support that you need upon diagnosis.
We are able to offer a particular form of peer support, and Positively UK have a mentor mother programme which we are part of. We're very delighted to have women who can help support our patients through motherhood.
The project lead and all the volunteers on that project are also women living with HIV, all who have had children post their HIV diagnosis. And that's really crucial if we're to look at long-term sustainability of the project, that it's about educating and supporting the community of people living with HIV to provide that support within themselves.
They are training HIV positive mothers to actually be a support network for other mothers who are coming up, helping them to understand, be there as I'd say as the midwife would, with women, okay, and show them, look at me.
At the moment, I feel good, I feel blessed. I take my medication every day.
So a woman will come into the clinic, let's assume that she's been newly diagnosed with HIV, she'll have that news, and we offer her immediately somebody to talk to. Now, quite often we find that at the very beginning people are very reluctant and say, no, I'd rather not. So we make the offer regularly.
Within the clinic I'm based, I see people for a variety of needs relating to social care, so it can be financial support, access to housing, immigration support, to try and reduce people's isolation, for example. Social care is a very broad remit, and I think there's a couple of problems around sort of financial problems and that sort of thing, which I think she'd really value in meeting someone.
Does she have any other children? It's just so I know which, who to pair her up with.
No, this is her first pregnancy. Positive UK come in every week to provide one-to-one peer support. And it is about breaking down that fear of disclosure, that isolation certainly that a HIV positive diagnosis can create for people.
I thought, and here was this fundamental thing that had changed my life, and I wanted somebody to talk to.
One of the key things we make sure we say to them is they should be able to disclose from a position of power, and by that I mean they need to feel safe and they need to feel supported, so that they need to be able to cope with whatever reaction they will get. But it's about being prepared.
I was assigned a caseworker, and she was another positive woman, and we spoke a lot. She gave me a lot of advice around disclosure, and also like the preparation of what people's different responses may be. And ultimately we have no control over that.
But for many women it's extremely difficult to disclose, and for me I felt it was important that my daughter knew my status. I didn't want her to find out about me from anywhere else.
You want them to see that life goes on. This is not a death sentence anymore, which is mostly what goes on in their mind. I will live to see my children go to university. I will live to see my children get married.
It's amazing that the difference that makes for women to be able to go along and talk to other women who have been through services, know what the situation is like, and also come out the other side.
Through the Mentor Mothers and Positively UK, women and their partners do feel more able to share in a safe space, to share what their real issues and worries are, that they don't always feel able to go directly to the health professional with.
You have to straight away, if you are bleeding,
exactly.
You call straight away, you have to call the ward, or you have to come straight away to the hospital.
Good. So we're a good team. We just need to see this baby, don't we? This particular couple felt that there were issues that they didn't feel able to speak to their doctor and the midwife about. They approached Angelina at Positively UK directly. With their permission, Angelina then contacted me about their issues, and I then arranged to see the couple again and talk to them. So
the fact that it is the clinicians that introduce the peer support actually gives a level of trust and understanding, and seeing it as part of the holistic team makes an enormous difference.
At the moment, our peer workers and volunteers are integrated across 10 healthcare clinics across London.
But of course, peer support requires people who are living with HIV to be open about their status to somebody else and to encourage other people, and that's actually quite difficult. And in this clinic, we see a lot of people who are not necessarily born in the UK, many of whom are women, and for them, the issues of disclosure and talking to other people are quite difficult.
This is the first time that they're having a baby knowing of their diagnosis, so you still have to deal with that issue.
They undergo a 3-day training looking at their role as a volunteer, how to work within Positively UK's policies, how to set SMART goals with their mentees.
I would encourage any woman to access support. There was nothing more powerful for me than meeting another positive woman.
I decided I wanted to do something, maybe to better myself or to learn more about HIV. Then I asked the woman who was supporting me, and I said, is there any opportunity for me to volunteer?
The volunteers for the Pregnancy, Baby and Beyond project, working with Angelina, have to have either had children post-diagnosis or be considering getting pregnant or be pregnant at the time. And actually, if they've had a child more recently in the last few years, that's even more useful because treatment and the Beaver guidelines have changed so much in the last few years.
I've learned a lot from it, things which I didn't even know, or it's made me a different person. The way I think is different, completely different from the way I was, and I enjoy it so much.
I come in as the midwife. We've got various roles, and I will help them through the postnatal period to know what we actually do after the baby is born. What would they need to know?
So we've had people from the Royal Free and from other hospitals go to speak to them about preconception care, about other issues. So Debbie Levitt, who's our psychologist, she's been great in helping with the psychological aspects and disclosure issues and so on. I've talked about birth plans, and Anna, our specialist midwife, has also talked about mode of delivery.
The bottom line is that I say to them, we can do something to help baby. There is nothing in life that is 100% guarantee, but from what I have seen and the history that we've had, we're getting there. By quoting today, our last positive baby was in 1999. Okay, and that's brilliant. That's a massive record. We have over 470 babies that are negative, and we're very proud of that.
Of course, people still need to have access, and access is a very complicated term, and for some people coming to hospitals or engaging with medical care is difficult, even if at the end of the day the treatment is good and it's free. And so there are a whole variety of ways of trying to make treatment more accessible.
I do believe we're the only place in the country that actually has dedicated social care 5 days a week, based in clinic. I'm not a social worker, but I'm here to try and sort of identify the social care needs and then refer out to try and get those needs addressed, or at least, like I say, to give people information to make informed choices.
Medical care and social care have up to now been separated and disjointed, and it's really important to bring them together. And we have another opportunity now, because as the Health and Social Care Act has gone through and so much more is resting with local government, we need to make the case and to argue that it is the wider determinants of health that are really important, and make sure that the people now who are commissioning healthcare understand they need to be commissioning social care and integrated packages of care at the same time, if this is to be rolled out and to be available to everybody.
So I think in the times of financial austerity, it's difficult for funders and everything to work out what is important, what's key, what's a luxury and what's a necessity. And realistically, I don't think anyone can say that peer support isn't anything but an absolute necessity. So it's something that needs to be incorporated in every clinic, in every model, to be used across the country.
Hello, thanks everyone for watching that. What I hope came across is that one of the fundamental tenets of from pregnancy to baby and beyond is one of the reasons that we think it stands out among similar peer groups is that it is formed and led by women living with HIV who have all undergone the experience of motherhood. And with that in mind, Salamander Trust commissioned a film project in which we trained a group of 8 women who are all mentor mothers to use the cameras and to use basic editing software and to make films that they created themselves. They wrote all the dialogue, they acted themselves, some of it in them, or they inquired colleagues and friends to act, to actually create films which they thought represented their experiences of this. So this was a collaboration between Positively UK, which now leads the From Pregnancy to Baby and Beyond project, and Salamander Trust. So we trained a group of 8 women over 4 days. The participants were split into 2 subgroups, so they produced 2 films, and they were encouraged in the in the training workshop, they were encouraged to reflect on the impact of HIV in relation to pregnancy in their own lives. And they were each asked to share stories relating to this, and stories that they felt needed to be told and other people needed to hear. So during this process, we collected all the stories up, and I made them into a word cloud, which, if you don't know what it is, it's the words that keep coming up, they're bigger on the screen. And we made this word cloud with all of these tens of stories that these women shared. And the 3 words that just came up was HIV, women, and support. And I think that that's really fundamental to what the From Pregnancy to Baby and Beyond project does, is that it's support for women. And actually, I think that you'll see that the films that they made reflect this. So yeah, we'll watch them now. All of the content and dialogue and editing and film work is their own. So just to put that out there.
And again, just while we're launching the first film, we put all this together in a handbook created by Nell with the DVDs in the back. So it's all the information about the project together. So let's go ahead and see the first of the film made by the women.
Aruba, I've got your results. Your antenatal results have all come back.
Okay.
Everything seems to be fine. The baby's doing great.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what we discussed about the HIV test?
Yes, I remember.
Remember I said getting a positive result doesn't mean it's the end of the world.
Yeah, I think you did mention that.
Okay. Well, the HIV results I've got today means you're HIV positive.
Are you serious, doctor?
I know you're a bit anxious at the moment, but there is really nothing to worry about.
I'm really scared.
I'll tell you.
I don't know how I'm going to handle this.
You'll be fine. With the treatments now, yeah? We can make sure the baby is negative and that your health is fine. I'll tell you what, I'll put you in touch with an organisation that provides peer support. They have a pregnancy project going, and that will be very good. They'll provide you with all sorts of support and explain what, everything to do with the pregnancy and how you can manage.
I don't really feel like I want to meet anybody at the moment.
They're a great bunch of ladies who have also been through the same process, so that way they can tell you about their own experiences.
Sister Aruba, I haven't seen you in church lately. Everything okay?
Good afternoon, Pastor. I'm really devastated, Pastor. I've received very bad news from the hospital.
You want to talk about it?
Yes, Pastor. I'm really scared because they've told me that I've got this illness called HIV.
That's the work of the devil, my sister. Don't receive the news. Devil is a liar. The Bible says, by him, Jesus Christ, therefore, let us offer sacrifice of praise to God.
Yes,
you
Pastor.
don't have to take the medication. Praise God. Hallelujah.
Yes, Pastor, hallelujah.
I've got medical student with me today. Would you mind if she stays in the room?
I don't mind. That's fine. Thanks.
Thanks for that. So, you've been diagnosed HIV positive recently. How are you doing?
I'm really confused about the whole situation. When I was told about this illness, and I went back to my pastor, she told me that I shouldn't take any medicine that the doctors give me because it might affect my baby. So I'm really confused about the whole thing.
If you want your child to be HIV negative, you have to take those medications. The only chance to prevent the transmission is to start the treatment, and to start the treatment right now. They're going to reduce your viral load. Therefore, you cannot pass HIV on to your baby. Okay? Now, I've also seen the notes that you've been referred to Positive UK for mental mothers. Have you managed to get in touch with them?
I didn't really call them because I've been going for prayer meetings in church, and my pastor told me that I've been healed, and I didn't see any reason to call them.
Would you like me to contact them? There were just ladies who, went through pregnancy. They deliver HIV negative babies. So ladies in a similar position as you are right now.
Oh, really?
So you'll be able to talk to them. And, they will probably answer most of your questions and doubts. Should we do it right now?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll do it.
Let me just try to call them. Hello, is it Positive UK? Right, I've got one client who I would like to refer. Yes, possibly for one-to-one meeting registration. Yes, next week is great. Is Wednesday okay for you?
Yes, Wednesday around
Wednesday
2 o'clock.
Wednesday 2 o'clock. Is that fine? Brilliant. Okay, I'll send you the details via email. So Wednesday next week 2 o'clock.
And I'm one of the mental mothers here at Positively UK. You are referred to us because you are diagnosed during pregnancy. Would you like to tell me how I can help you today?
Yes, I'm really worried about my baby taking this medication because the doctor told me that the baby will have to take the medication.
Okay.
And my worry is, why would the baby take the medication if they won't have HIV then?
Well, a couple of things. First of all, in terms of explaining why I'm not breastfeeding, it's quite easy. Hundreds and hundreds of women have had babies and not breastfed. One thing you could say is that you had an infection of the breast. And then you just stick to that story. And in terms of giving your baby medication, again, it's the same situation. I had a baby and I gave my baby medication for about 4 weeks, and they're absolutely okay. But we can talk a lot more about some of the other issues that are worrying you. Can we make an appointment for next week?
Yeah, next week.
Are you looking forward to coming to the meeting tonight then?
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous, but I am looking forward.
Oh, don't be nervous. I've just got to get this washing in because it looks like it's going to rain.
I'm ready, but I'm willing to take the first step.
Oh, trust me, it's not that bad. They're a really nice group of people.
Since I was diagnosed, I thought I was so devastated. I thought I was going to die.
Oh, don't be silly.
Of my baby. What's going to happen to my baby if I die?
It's really not that bad. I think there's a lot worse things than being positive. And how the finances are at the moment, to me, personally, are a lot worse. So anything you need to ask me, feel free, okay?
Okay, that's lovely to have you, to know you.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our support group this evening. As we have some new members today, could we please just start off by introducing ourselves?
Shall I go first?
Please.
Hi everybody, I'm Bridget. I've been positive since 2002 and I'm doing fine. I've got my friend here, Aruba. This is her first time here and she's a bit shy.
Hi everybody, my name is Aruba. I was diagnosed 4 months going pregnancy, and it's my first time here today.
I'm Patrice. I had my second son after my diagnosis, and I'm pleased to say he's fine.
Thank you very much.
My name is Carol. When I found out I was HIV positive, I was really scared. But since I started coming to the support groups, I found a better pastor. They referred me to a better pastor, and the support that I get, I'm in great shape with my faith, and I still take my medication.
Thank you very much. Now, Aruba, how do you feel now after hearing all the other ladies' stories?
I'm really happy to have come here today, especially after talking to Bridget and the other ladies. I don't feel alone anymore.
So nice to see that again. It's really nice. I'm sorry if the sound's quite quiet for you. Can we play the next one? There's one more film made by the women.
So that's not bad for 4 days of training. They made the film all by themselves from start to scratch, thanks to Nell and Dominique, our colleague, training them. It's amazing. And that story about the pastor saying you don't need to take medication, that's a global story. People have died in London because of it. People have died in many other countries. So again, it's a real challenge of some evangelical pastors, sadly. There are, of course, many faith leaders who are extremely supportive of treatment, but it is an issue. So we're just having the other film made by the women coming up. Jenny, do you have a question?
Just to emphasize that at this point in time, a lot of people take it for granted that everybody has got the information. So even if you test a positive, then you should have the information. It's not true. We have seen it there. And the importance of support groups, like what they've done there. Because it really relates also to me. To be where I am now, it's joining a support group, and it was because of Lynn Francis. Because she really assured me when I first met her that there is life beyond HIV. So it's very important what they were saying, what they are doing there, what they did there. That there are those women out there, even if the messages of HIV and AIDS is everywhere, they don't have that message, deeper information. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. This is the famous Jenny Gatsey, who was in the plenary speaker this morning, and we're hoping very much to go and work with Jenny and her colleagues to do a similar film training project with their amazing work, taking the Ministry of Health to court in Namibia because of coerced sterilization there. Incredible human rights defender, Jenny Gatsey. So can we go on to the next film, please?
Morning, Serena. It's very nice to meet you. My name is Janine. I'm working at Positively UK as a mental mother, and I have your referral from your clinic. So I understand you've been newly diagnosed HIV positive. How you're feeling?
I'm feeling too overwhelmed
with the new diagnosis.
With the new diagnosis.
It's very natural to feel this way in the beginning, but I would like to reassure you that in time that feeling will pass. I have 2 children now, they're grown, they're teenagers, and if you stick with the advice of the doctors and you work with it, everything can come out with you having a healthy child.
Are you saying you are HIV positive too?
I'm HIV positive, yes. This is what it takes to be a mental mother. I had to go through the same process that you're going through. I had to find a way to have the courage to give birth and believe, but also take the steps so that my children would not have the virus passed on to them. So I worked with the doctors. I took steps that they suggested. I took the treatment, and I didn't breastfeed. And my children were said to be HIV negative.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like there's something else that is weighing on you. Do you want to tell me?
Yes, it's, I don't know how I'm going to tell my husband.
But I would encourage you to disclose if you can.
How am I going to do that?
You're going to have to go with your gut instinct. That's what I did. Because I think if you want to have a relationship which is truthful and supportive, you have to be truthful with your partner. Then you will know if he loves you and he loves his child. There's information that we can give to help support that action. You know, so you're not alone in this. This is why we are here.
going?
I'm doing well, Mummy. I'm nearly there.
Okay, you better you show me later, yeah?
Okay, I will.
Okay, let me carry on washing up these things. It's quite a lot. I don't know how to tell you this, but you're my friend, so I thought you'd be the first to know. I'm HIV positive.
I'm sorry, are you going to be okay?
I'll be okay if I take my treatment.
Does David know?
He doesn't know. I don't know how to say it.
It's going to be fine, it's going to be fine.
I don't know how to say this.
What do you mean you don't know how to say it?
It's the woman from the clinic.
What woman? From what clinic?
The clinic I went to, for the pregnancy. And they said the baby is okay.
Yes.
But also, she's mentioned something about my health.
Yes, the baby is fine. Well, what did they say about your health? Is something wrong or what is it?
She said, HIV positive.
You're what?
HIV positive.
What do you mean you're HIV positive?
That's what she said.
Who said so?
The lady.
That can't be true.
I had the test.
Oh my God, is it for real?
Yes.
Are you sure it's... Have they... Oh, God. What about me? Oh, no. So what are you gonna do? Is the baby gonna be okay?
The baby is going to be okay.
How have you been since the last time I met you?
I've been okay.
Alright, today I've got your blood results from the last time you came here. Your CD4 count is 840.
Wow.
And the good news is your viral load is now undetectable.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's exactly what you wanted, isn't it?
Yes.
Now you can have that vaginal delivery that you wanted.
Wow, that's good.
So that's some good news for you to take home. How is your husband coping as well?
He's coping all right.
Really?
The last time I saw you referred me to Positively UK to meet mothers.
How did that go?
It went really well, and I disclosed to David.
Are you sticking to your medication?
Yes, I take them every single day.
Thanks everyone for watching that. I'm sorry that there was really loud music started out, kind of distracting. But that video, and especially because the women, when they were making it, they debated for a long time about whether they wanted the man to reappear at the end, because lots of them themselves, they had experienced similar situations where the men in their lives hadn't come back after they had disclosed. But in the end, they decided they wanted to create a video in which they thought what they dreamt would happen. So they wanted to be supported by the men in their lives. And actually, what's interesting is at the moment, Positive UK is just starting to set up a mentor fathers program. So it will be a peer support network for fathers affected by HIV who are supporting women living with HIV through pregnancy journey. So that's quite exciting as well. Thank you for watching all of our films. The main thing I wanted to highlight just now is that, among the music, is that this is a very simple model and it could be applied anywhere. Now it's collaborating with National Health Service. So actually on the steering committee you have HIV specialists and physicians alongside women working with HIV, which is brilliant. but it started in the living rooms of these women, and it started without any funding. So it is very replicable, and I know we have things such as Mamas Club all over the world which are doing similar amazing things. So we're selling these DVDs for $15, so if anyone is interested, I'll be around. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.